Good morning, everyone. It's Miriam Pinellas with Chassidus is Medicine. It's the 13th day of the Omer. Today's character trait that we are working on refining in preparation for Shavuos and receiving the Torah is called Yesod Shebegvura, which is the foundation, the aspect of foundation, Yesod, which connects to the waist down on the physical body. Begvura, which is connected to the left arm, which is about boundaries, discipline, and restraint. So we're working on these two things within this month of Nisan, which we've been speaking about, which is a time of expansion and moving outwards, expansiveness, asserting oneself, growth. But we're doing that, we're liberating ourselves within now this day of discipline and constraint. The physical body is an example of that, this boundaries and restraints within the infinite nature of the soul within. And this is why caring for the body is so important and healing is so important, to be able to hold and contain the expansiveness and all the potential that lies within. I want to share something that occurred last night to explain a little bit of this in a way we can apply with our loved ones and the people around us. I was studying with a group of women, Chassidus. We've been studying together since the summer, since Chodesh Elul, and we study different discourses of the Lubavitch Rebbe's to help us understand the Jewish calendar, because the Jewish year and every month of the year is not just something we check off on a calendar. Every month has its own mazal, its own potential, its own energies and opportunities that we're provided with, that rain down on us in that month for us to actualize and to use to heal and to grow. And so we've been moving through the months, studying the energies of each month and using it to heal. And as a result, we've learned a lot, but we've also grown as a group and we've really bonded. And we're still studying Pesach together. We're learning this book here, Recurring Exodus by the Lubavitch Rebbe. We're still studying redemption. And we got to a point in it last night where someone was really struggling with a concept, which it wasn't the concept itself. It was that she had misinterpreted the words, because we're reading from an English translation. And the message got a little bit confused. And unfortunately, she was interpreting this idea of God appreciating and enjoying getting pleasure from the work we do to refine ourselves, to channel certain energies to positive. It was misinterpreted as Hashem enjoying the suffering involved, which was not it. It's Hashem enjoys the work we do to grow. And the most interesting thing happened. So she was expressing this, and all of a sudden, women started raising their voices and yelling from across the table and the other side of the table, and like, no, that's not it. And I sat back and observed, and I guess I was exercising some gvura, some discipline, because I too would want to maybe say, no, that's not right? So I was observing the women yelling and trying to get their message across and to say, no, that's not the God I know. But they weren't doing it to be right. They weren't to assert their egos. We are a group that has been working together for 7 months. We're working to heal and to grow spiritually, emotionally, physically. And they were yelling and asserting their livers to say, hey, we love you. And that's not what this says. We want you to see what this says. We want you to know the God of love that we know, because that's what you need to survive and thrive in this world. And it was coming from love. And thank God she was able to receive it and hear it, because that's where it was coming from. So again, talking again about the day, Yesod Shebegvura, foundation and restraints. Nobody was going to let her leave that night thinking what she was thinking. And it reminded me of something that I learned from the Lubavitch Rebbe, who said, if you see a fellow Jew in your life who's missing something in Judaism, or in this case, maybe it was to know that God is a loving God, then the Rebbe is saying if they are lacking something, it's an aspect of sleep. And sleep is an aspect of this exile. And even we can be asleep to our own potential. We could be asleep in so many ways. And the Rebbe says, when a person is sleeping, all their faculties are intact. If they're intellectual when they're awake, they're intellectual when they're sleeping. They're a kind person when they're awake. They're still a kind person when they're sleeping. The only difference is they're asleep. And so it's upon us to use Geula, Nisan, liver energy, come out and wake them up from a place of love and from a place of discipline, right? Where we're not being pushy and asserting ego, but we're coming out of ourselves from a place of love, community, and oneness to arouse what's already within them, which was within this woman. And that is the work we're doing right now. We're counting days up to Har Sinai to receive the Torah. When we received the Torah, we were one. It says we were one nation with one heart, right? So we were a community. We were tight. Each person's life was just as important as the next. So I bless us today to really feel this, to live this oneness from a place of love, from the foundation that we are one, that there's love, and using Gvura, right, staying within our boundaries, and loving ourselves as much as we love each other. Have a beautiful day.